Hey guys, how's it going? So in a recent interview, Vince Gilligan spoke about the likelihood of there being more of the story in Season 4 of Better Call Saul being set in Omaha, Nebraska, surrounding the plot of Gene, than just the opening scenes which we've seen to start the first episode of the first 3 seasons of Better Call Saul so far. In this interview, Vince Gilligan states, "I don't want to give anything away, and I can't make any hard, fast promises because even we don't know where we're going most days, but I think it's not unlikely we're going to see more stories set in Omaha, Nebraska. Certainly perhaps at the beginning of seasons and maybe even beyond that. It seems there's a lot of story there. It'd be a shame not to get into it." After reading this quote, it seems to me that there is a desire and maybe even a need of the writers to focus more on the plot of Gene in Omaha. This is due to the fact that the plot involving Gene in Omaha is completely open-ended as it takes place in the future. This is compared to the difficulty of writing the Better Call Saul prequel involving Jimmy McGill, which needs to adhere to the dialogue of Breaking Bad. Vince Gilligan also states the difficulty of writing the prequel for Better Call Saul moving forward in Season 4. He states, "Prequels are really damned hard to write. I thought they were going to be easy. I thought Peter Gould and I, hell, it's a prequel. We know where it'll all wind up. This will be easy. There's so much we don't have to make up, and we're just deluding ourselves. Prequels are actually harder because the sky is not the limit. You can't do anything and everything with the storytelling because there's so much set in stone later." In this interview, Vince Gilligan discusses the difficulties of writing a prequel, specifically regarding the adherence to the dialogue of Breaking Bad. He also states that moving forward in Better Call Saul in Season 4, there was difficulty writing the plot of Jimmy and Gus because these two characters can't interact moving forward in Season 4 of Better Call Saul based on the dialogue of Breaking Bad. I go into extensive detail regarding the plot of Jimmy and Gus in a previous video. Additionally, Vince Gilligan also points out the difficulty surrounding the dialogue of Breaking Bad when he discusses Saul's past marriages. He states, "I'll tell you a tricky one. Off the top of my head, there was some casual reference Saul Goodman made way back in Breaking Bad about being married twice or 3 times or something like that. That one has bedeviled us for sure. It was just a goofy throwaway line in an episode of Breaking Bad where Saul Goodman talked about his second wife or some such, and that has bedeviled us. We're trying to figure that one out." I'm really interested to see what the writers decide to do regarding the throwaway dialogue of Saul's past marriages in Breaking Bad. My interpretation of this quote by Vince Gilligan is that the writers could break away from the complete dialogue adherence regarding this specific plot point. One specific technique which could be used to deal with this dialogue is to say that some of Saul's dialogue in Breaking Bad was an exaggeration or even possibly a fabrication. Personally, I feel the use of this explanation could lead to a slippery slope regarding Saul's dialogue moving forward in Season 4 of Better Call Saul. The overuse of this exaggeration or embellishment explanation could be seen as a cheap literary trick which could be used to explain away parts of the Breaking Bad dialogue in order to tell the story the writers wish to tell. However, I definitely understand the desire as well as maybe even the need of the writers to do this. In this interview, Vince Gilligan made it clear that there were blocks in the writer's room as a result of the fact that Jimmy McGill cannot meet with Gus Fring due to their dialogue in Breaking Bad. It seems that the writers wished that they could have written plots with Jimmy and Gus moving forward in Season 4 of Better Call Saul. So while I would not like to see the overuse of stating that some of Saul's dialogue was an exaggeration or an embellishment, I sort of understand the desire of the writers to do so in regarding the plot of Saul's past marriages. I've discussed the dialogue and plot of Saul's past marriages in a previous video as well. In particular, the fact that this casual throwaway dialogue regarding the craziness of Saul's past marriages and the stories he tells about them definitely contrasts with the softer backstory of Jimmy McGill. Personally, I really like this potential storyline because it shows just how much Jimmy McGill changes in his personality after he changes into Saul Goodman. However, at the same time, I understand it could be very difficult to write this plot. So, with all this being said, I'm really curious to see what plots develop involving Jimmy McGill moving forward in Season 4 of Better Call Saul, and I'm also very excited about the potential of seeing much more of Gene in Omaha. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure to check out the other Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad videos on my channel. My name's Anton Jackson. Thanks again for watching.